Okay, now let's start with HCM, SAP, organizational management, and in organizational management, we have to have an organizational plan. And if you go to expert mode, we have organizational unit, job, position, work center, catalog, general. We'll be actually going over all this. Okay, so let's start with PO10. Okay, plan version. Now this plan version is basically very specific with every client or customer that you're working with. We have Coca-Cola version, KFC, Lawrence Store, but we will keep it as one plan because this is a shared server. Okay, so it's a very important concept because if you have different companies, every company will have their own plan version of their HCM. Okay, so every company will have a whole setup for payroll, for their employees, for their operations, work centers, scheduling, and everything. So current plan is our generic by default standard that we'll use. Okay. So if we look about it, if you look about it, PO10, 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 info type. Okay, info types, yes. Now, info types are basically the very much heart and soul of the entire HCM process. Okay. Now, if you talk about info types are basically the building blocks in SAP for HCM. Without info types, we cannot actually work in HCM. Let's say organizational unit. Lawrenceburg, Bestway, Coca-Cola, Target. Let's take this target. Enter. Display info type. The target group is a customer. Okay. Now we have HR department, target incorporated. Okay. And this is an info type that we have maintained. So if you go back and look, we have different info types. For example, let's say if you want to discuss what are info types, display info type for target group, that is object. Now object is target group, abbreviation is TG. Okay. So this is basically how you actually build relationships. And every info type has a, a time period that you want to keep it running and operational. So different input types will have different implications. Okay. By implications, we mean it will have different functions. Okay. So for example, if I take this change info type, department and staff, okay, we don't have anything for department and staff right now for target under the plan version TG. Okay, so let's create an object. Okay. Let's create an object and let's pick up a company. And what should that company be? For example, um, pick a company that is, for example, ad hoc. Okay. Ad hoc from 3009, I'll say 01.01/2023 until 999. Okay. And enter. Additional unit was not found. Create info type. Okay. 0103 ad hoc. Company. Okay. Save. So organizational unit is ad hoc. Relationships, of course, the relationships will have to be maintained. Okay. Relationship will be, of course, maintained. And let's see what are the relationships. Report line allowed relationships. Okay. Okay. Now let's create relationships. Okay. Relationships. Oh, I believe it is change input type. Okay, we are done with this. Okay. HR ad hoc, or let's say we'll make another object, create info type, HR ad hoc, HR ad hoc, organizational unit, A02 type of relate reports, and this will actually report to HR will report to the main office, that is ad hoc. Okay. ID, ID will be ad hoc. Okay. So we have target technology, organizational structure. Okay. We have not made an organizational structure. We'll have to first make that and then we'll create that. Okay. So let's save it first and then we'll change it. Data fields have not been filled. Okay. 2 to 6. Relationship. Create info type. A doc. A002. Now, basically, this is where to integrate a department with the entire company. Okay. Now, this is the entire company and it will be getting reported to. So the relationship will be, or relationship will be, is responsible for, or reports to or belongs to. This is where we will decide what a department has to do, okay, or is responsible for. But anyways, but just because we are having an overview, okay, we are maintaining this. Let's go back and see. Okay, now PPOM old. Now this one, let's change this. PPOM old. Basically, here we actually make the organizational units. And the one that we have actually made that, we have already made that beforehand. We'll have to change that. PO10 organizational unit. Abu Dhabi Oil Company will have to delete this one. Delete info type. Delete because we'll have to configure it and we'll configure it with this one. Yes. Okay, relationship. Since we have relationship, we'll delete it. Basic transaction. Delete. May not be deleted. Let us just check in another old change. Okay. Okay, since we don't have ad hoc organizational structure yet, okay, we'll see another transaction PO03 job. Okay, now job, basically, if you look at it, what it will be, enter. Okay, we have manager Walmart, enter. We have an object and display the info type what we have made for this one. We have manager Walmart, okay, and this relates to Walmart. Since we don't have any relationship over here because it's just an object, the relationship to which department is not yet clear and it's not yet defined. So manager Lawrenceburg, let's see if this is available. no relationships. But anyways, I mean, this is how you create a job for a manager in SAP. Okay. So we will be creating manager and executive later on. Then comes in the position. The position is HR manager, Walmart, HR executive, finance manager, Walmart. Okay. And we have finance manager best way, enter, and we have an object. We'll display the info type. This is the info type that we have created. That is the object, which is the entity as in its name. Okay, an identity by identity we mean is just the name and details, but it actually is this finance manager position belongs to which unit? It belongs to the finance department unit as a position. Okay. So basically relationship is basic main thing that you have to play around with. Okay. PPOM old. Now let's go back to PPOM old. Let's say we take best way Lawrence for target group. Okay. In target group. Okay, we have HR department, finance department, sales department, and right now the HR department is occupied by Tim Zaif and Robert De Niro. De Niro Robert, Zaif Tim. Okay. So in target group, this is how the departments are actually laid out. Okay. And let me just show you. These are basically the staff assignments. This is the top node. Okay. And staff assignments. Let's see where the staff assignment. Okay. Staff assignments.